What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcasts. I am Justin, barely alive, here with Meelz. What's going on, Meelz?
I feel good, man. It's a
I do
good.
not.
Well, that's good. I feel good because New York Knicks.
Oh,
But here's the thing. I also feel good because I feel like we can properly give people a distraction away from everyone's internet being ruined by Kendrick Lamar and Drake for the
yeah,
past like 7 days.
yes, I have not. I have not been on the internet for a week and a half. So this is a good this is a good distraction because we have a super very special guest. I mean, how could we put this guy over more than we could in any way, Meelz? How can we put him over?
Y'all put me over just by honoring me by letting me be on the podcast, bro, man.
Oh man.
Oh, come on, man. We have none other than if you know him from, I knew him from first time I saw him was on Real World Denver. I watched that entire season, so I'm just letting you know. I haven't watched it in like 15 years though, so don't.
It's been on in about 15 years.
You may see him on Real World Denver back in the day. You may have seen him on the challenge. You may have most recently seen him on the Challenge All Stars 4, episode 1. Which is on YouTube. It's the only episode on YouTube. So you at least got that.
Always.
Tyri, welcome to the A Show, my friend. I'm glad to be here to talk wrestling. This has been a few years in the making.
It has. I'm happy to be here, bro. Let's go. Let's get.
I feel like this has been years in the making because I knew you always wanted to do it, but then I also felt like I want there to be like, mind you, I knew you would do it if there was no reason anyway or no pull attack. But I felt like I wanted to be a reason, and I felt like your challenge career wasn't done. But I could be wrong. I don't know if you thought it was done before All Stars 4. What did you think your challenge?
Essentially, I chose for it to be done.
Wow.
Okay.
There was I needed to break away for a quick second. I didn't like the way my last outing turned out. It kind of sucks when you bust your behind and then, someone else takes your opportunity. And I felt that there wasn't enough done in my defense. So I kind of figured it might be time for me just to relax. So, the calls kept coming for a while. I just...
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or turned them down. So...
Okay. All right. That's good to know. At least, at least...
You thought that I just didn't get no more calls, huh?
I never thought that. I just thought I said.
I was getting the ring.
I said your challenge. I didn't know if your challenge career was done or not, but I had faith. I followed it. I was like, all right, you'll be back one day. And
that's why I messaged with you, Meelz. That's why.
And listen, I've actually been back into a challenge wormhole. Like Meelz knows that I watched it up to like maybe 2013. And so I'm going back and watching all the seasons, and it just so happens that you were going to do the show, and I was like, bro, the season when you were there with Dunbar,
that was the last one I was talking about.
Yeah,
that would have been my last straw as well, to be honest.
Yeah, like
that would have been my last straw. I would have been like,
it's like, goddamn.
Yeah.
I texted me, it was like, bro, I would have hauled off on that motherfucker.
Bro, listen. I'm like, just trust me. Every emotion that y'all had, I had like times 10. But there was a few things that will keep you sane. Yeah. One, being in a place like getting stuck in a place like Singapore, being violent. All right, that's still behind. You there.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta let the cooler head prevail no matter what went down. But yeah, that was definitely a straight up that was a what we like to call it, that was an Ice Cube diss track. There was no Vaseline. Absolutely.
No, man. It's been that would have been the last straw for me. With that said, man,
we're glad you're on the show though. We're glad you're on the show. Cooler heads have prevailed. We all here. 3 black men talking wrestling as it should be on the A Show this week. So thank you so much, Tyri. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about this week though. Even though everything else in the world might have been busy, it's a lot of shit that happened in wrestling. But before we get to a lot of that stuff, I mean, we just want to talk about just like, listen, huge Real World fan from back in the day. I remember Denver. I was a youngin'. Of course, I'm dating myself here.
Bro, because you dating me more.
No, but the crazy thing is,
every single time y'all do this, every single time people say this, like I just start counting the rings on the inside of the tree trunk. Like, good Lord, bro. Like I'm up here, I'm advanced, bro.
But here's the thing, also, like Justin and I. So before we had a wrestling one, we had one episode of a podcast dedicated to Real World. It was obviously called Mad Real World, obviously, because we black. You know what I'm saying? And we love the Chappelle Show. So it was called Mad Real World. We literally did one episode, and it was like the first episode of Real World, and then we never did it again.
It was.
You want to hear something crazy? I always thought that had something to do with me getting on TV, like at least on that show, on the Real World in general.
Yeah.
Huh.
So because like the casting process was different back then than what it was now. They was looking for specific people or specific backgrounds, and I it was never confirmed. It was never confirmed. But two things, like the craziest dude's name on that show was Tyri. Okay. So like and then they found my silly behind in Lincoln. So it was like, all right, is that just a coincidence? Like that gotta be a coincidence. But like when I was living in the Bay one time, no bullshit, I ran into Dave Chappelle.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And I ran into Dave Chappelle because I used to work at a gym called Equinox, and like a bunch of celebs used to always go there. But I ran into him on like Market Street, and of course I'm marking out. It's Dave Chappelle. Like, hey, yo, Chappelle, hey man, yo, hey, real quick, I know you busy. I know you busy, bro. You did a skit called The Mad Real World, bro, and it had the craziest dude, Tyri, on there. And my name is Tyri, and I was and he looked at me, he said, you was on Real World Denver. I was like,
oh shit.
I was wilding because like at the end of the point, I'm about to ask this man for an autograph because like I'm sorry, my entire college career was molded off of Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Like, right. I'm sorry, Dave Chappelle and Kanye West's first album. I'm gonna go once again date myself. Right. But you know what I mean? Like so, like that's a crazy ass coincidence, man. But it was fantastic that it happened.
Yeah. No. And again, you were always one of my favorite cast members on the Denver season because not only like I think when you watch Real World, it's inherent within Black people to always gravitate towards the Black people because we're usually the only one or two on the show, right? So like when that shit went down,
and the other one was like the Black Republican.
Yeah.
Okay. So love Steve to death, man, but that was definitely one of our hurdles we had to get over because like back then I was like, and this is one of those things where like I hate to say it, but like you start noticing and changing like the older you get.
Right.
But I would never say that I was like a quote unquote hardcore liberal or anything like that. But I was definitely a lot more like Democratic leaning and like, no matter what Republicans get, why are you?
It was that in reference. I feel like it was like pitted that in reference to him. Like you're in terms of like how you were, they put you guys together and it was like two Black people. It looked like they're from different worlds in a sense, but it's like, I know y'all came to some, an understanding and coolness over the season and stuff like that.
Listen, ended up being one of the best people I've ever gotten a chance to know. But how long YouTube been vibing?
Shit, a decade.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool. So was there ever a time when y'all first started vibing, y'all first got around each other? Was there that learning curve y'all had to have, man?
Yeah, I think with Meelz, because I'm older than Meelz, so I think with him it was like how can I kind of get Meelz to see the potential himself? I think, and I was just like, yo, that's why we do this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I get Meelz to see like, oh, there's something greater. He has something greater, and I think with Meelz, he was sort of just like he was like a little kid. He was a little kid, man. Like,
Justin for me was like, damn, he really be like eviscerating people on the internet. I'm glad it's not me. I'm glad it's not me. I'm glad he doesn't have anything on me, even though he does. But
hey, that's enough to keep you in line, B.
Yeah, no, for sure. So it's like I remember the entire season. To be honest with you, it's like one of the first, and this is like completely different. It was the first time I heard the N-word on TV completely.
Ooh, that's with Davis, right? That's with Davis.
Yeah, right? that was rough, like a lot. And I remember when I look back at it older, this is my opinion on this. So when I look back at it as older on it, I look at it and I remember specifically, like, I feel like the episode was promoted around that big moment. You know what I'm saying? And it never, as looking back older, I guess it didn't really sit right with me afterwards about, like, it was like, you know, white kid on the show calls the black cast member N-word. What is he gonna do? Find out next week. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm getting older, that never really sat right with me.
A cliffhanger though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It did. It was a whole thing. Like the trailer to the fucking thing is like, I remember that. I remember, and that's why I remember it so specifically, because I remember watching it that week of, and one, I couldn't believe MTV just didn't like bleep it out entirely.
It was at 10 o'clock. At that point, it was at 10 o'clock. So
it was at the 10 spot. It was at the 10 spot. Probably across the Chappelle show, to be honest with you. But I remember that being like the first time that when it comes to kind of like how everything in the climate kind of is now with a lot of things, and sorry to get super heavy with this, but like, what are your kind of like, I have these thoughts kind of going older. What are your kind of thoughts now, the Tyri now from the Tyri then? You know what I'm saying? How your thoughts kind of like differ from that whole situation, if they do?
Well, they don't, because experience is an MF. But I will say, and this is when I have to, add that extra, that newfound wisdom with age and, with time, experience, and we're like, let things calm down. If we're going to talk about on ways that could have been handled differently, then the first conversation we have to have is, me not coming up to him, and I'm not saying that I'm not giving him a pass at all, but like, I wouldn't say I started the fight, but when Steven told me, because we got into it based off of Steven telling me that Davis left him hanging.
Yeah, at the club, something happened.
So in all seriousness, I mean, I approached him aggressive as hell. I started the situation off in a position on like, honestly, I might beat your ass if I have to. And I'm not giving no one a pass, but I realize with age is when you back someone up into a corner, or you put that fear in someone, and you put them in a position where they feel caged along with that fear, they just gonna lash out.
Right.
And all love the Davis, but physically, I mean, if he had a swung on me, like, I would have beat his ass.
Right.
So, like, the only real thing he had was to lash out in anger, with emotion and with those words, which I was never in the room when he said that too. Like, he was venting to Coley when that happened. If I remember,
right. He was on the phone with I think his boyfriend, right?
Yeah. CJ or PJ or one of the guys or somebody. But like, he was on the phone with his boyfriend and he was venting to him, and that's when it happened. But I think they kind of spliced and screwed it for like he said it to me directly,
right?
Which wouldn't have happened, and if it did, I wouldn't have. That probably would have been the end of me. Like, I hate to say it, because the joke was back when back at the school, back in we was finished up when I was getting ready to go on the show, was like, don't let nobody call you the N-word without knocking them the fuck out. I was like, okay, y'all are better than that,
right?
You guys call to beat people up. So
was there ever like, because I know with the Real World, there was always kind of like a low-key typecast. There was always like back then, like one of the archetypes was always like weird Christian kid. You know what I'm saying?
And crazy black girl. I think that was the mono. That was the type of every season almost.
Did you feel like you had to kind of like rebel against
that I actually had to be? No.
Yeah.
Like the reality is how can I just say this? What's the line on what I'm allowed to say, bro? Like,
you can say it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want to be cool. I have never considered myself to be a hood nigga or a street nigga. I've always considered myself to be a scholar with hood tendencies. So that's that. So I've always, like, the way I'm wearing a do-rag now, this is how I showed up to my interview. I showed up with a do-rag, a goddamn black wife beater, and a chain. And it wasn't because like I was trying to upplay some kind of stereotype or I was trying to be more urban. It was just because nigga, that's how I just woke up. I woke up, rolled out the bed. The homie Charles said, "Hey, bro, let's go do this." I said, "You know what? That the homie Tech always made me want to be on the show. Let's try it out." Went there, dude. Tech and Cyrus 100% inspired me. I even have to say I have to give Nehemiah a little props too because like we definitely me Steven and Alex definitely pulled the groupie Jordan move. That 100%. Like Nehemiah and West is always going to be pioneers for that.
But I just feel like especially in that season, they were just trying you so hard. Because I think there was another incident where one of the girls had called some ghetto, and you were just like, hey, like what's up? Because that episode was. Because I
got so mad with that, yo. I'm sorry, bro. She got so heated with that. It's like, bro, you're like, yo, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking. But no, I think the reality is people that on the earlier season, and like this is kind of reason why I think a lot of people said that they hated our cast. Like we were honest with each other. Yeah. We were if we weren't comfortable around each other, we let each other know, whether verbally or non-verbally. If we didn't like something that someone didn't do, we let people know. If we didn't like how they was moving, we let them know, or we would give them the ghost treatment. We were very, very as dysfunctionally a reality family as you could possibly be, and that showed up on camera.
Right.
I don't think there was ever a time where people purposely, turned up themselves to anything. But I will say that the cameras automatically make you be the WWE version of yourself.
Right.
It's an automatic thing. I'm not saying that it's fake. I'm just saying that whatever your next level would be, the cameras automatically take you to that.
Yeah.
All right. For example, I'm confrontational as a motherfucker, but at the same time, if I can be peaceful, I'm gonna be peaceful. But the moment you try me, especially on an in-camera situation, where someone got a big-ass camera with a bunch of lights in my face, and literally the world is about to see that you're about to try to punk me, bro, I ain't really got no choice.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, unless there's a good amount of money on the line, hey, but I ain't really got no choice because because like they're going to show that.
Yeah,
they're going to show that. At that time, I was like 230 pounds. Somewhat in shape. Mustache, with the guns and whatnot. Like, bro, I look like I could beat someone's ass. So, like, I can't let you. Like, that's one of those things where I just can't allow you to have that control over me. I can't make you make me look like I'm a bitch, even if I don't necessarily want to take it to that level. Because a lot of times I don't want to take it to that level. Because one, I'll beat your ass and I'll get in trouble for it. Two, I'll beat your ass and then you'll come back and shoot me for it. Or three, you'll beat my ass and then I'm going to be sitting there looking dumbfounded. So,
right.
But the realest, the realest moment though, and what I always remembered you for, other than the challenge, outside the challenge, when you got arrested for peeing in public.
I had to pee so bad.
I was like, again, I'm in college at this point. I'm like, this nigga's like, there were so many moments where I was like, just like me.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. Because, like, oh my God. Listen here, bro. That night was horrible, first and foremost. Like, let's get that out the way. Okay. I drank damn near like, if not 3/4 of a bottle of, like, Sky Vodka. I remember because I've never touched it ever since. But it was like 3/4 of a bottle of Sky Vodka. I was arguing with a chick at the time, and we finally make it to the house, and, bro, there are so many times where my stupid ass could have just went inside and I would have been good.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying it because I was fucked up. This is why I don't like clear liquor. Give me brown. Give me the color of my skin liquor, please. I can't have that light stuff because it gets me all crazy. It split splash with that little bit of like 0.25% of Irish in me, and like bam, I'm ready to go.
You cut a promo. He cut a promo.
So, but like, bro, like there was, and I remember because there was an officer, bro. It was the officer everyone got really cool with because he been in our place and he helped guard the place like when we was asleep. And he even tried to tell me like several times, hey, bro, I know that you're drunk. It's okay. Just go inside.
Yeah.
Go inside. And I don't know what happened, bro, but like something like I don't know what happened, but something just said, bro, I gotta go to the bathroom. This ain't gonna work. And my drunk ass did that super walk to the goddamn gate, shimming my meat out the dang on thing, Paul, if that's necessary. And just let go, bro. And the police officer was like he couldn't say it, but he was just like, nigga, I can't even do that for you now. I ain't got no choice. Like, I can't piss on the gate in public right in front of me, B. Like, I can't. Like, so it was like when I finally sobered up with my dumb ass, and they told me what happened, I was like, yep, all right, yep, that's exactly what we're supposed to do.
Right. But
and
yo,
you stupid motherfucker, like, what are you doing? But the worst, and this is why I love my father. But the first part of that is, my father didn't even know it was me, but we were chatting
on the real world.
Yeah, on the show. This is why I love this is the reason I love my father. My father got in my ass like Ramadan. On the show, bro. On the show. We're sitting there joking around, and he said something along the lines of, and he was laughing when he said, it was like, hey, boy, I know y'all up there wilding out. I heard about one of y'all getting arrested. And I just got quiet.
Yeah, man. That was crazy. That was crazy.
And he went, son, please tell me that wasn't you. And I just got quiet. And bro, he unleashed upon me like the dad upon dad lectures that I've heard in my damn life, bro. And I mean, like, he's getting me lectures, and my grandfather, God rest his soul, is, he'll get you with the lectures. This is who it is. But I'm talking about like that Uncle Phil, Carl Winslow, Rick Foreman, John Amos from goddamn Good Time.
Yeah, that Old Testament shit.
Like the Old Testament, like if I was there, he would have body slammed me 100%. He would have slammed me to hell. But like instead, he did it verbally, B. And it's like I just had to sit there. It's like
just had to shake your head.
Yep. No, you can't even shake your head.
Yeah,
you can't even shake your head. You just sit there. You take that. Yeah, everything he says, just pat on the chin. Pat, yep, pat. That's what he did.
But shout out to your girl Giselle.
Nah, we ain't gonna cut.
She bailed you out.
No, she didn't.
That's what the show.
I didn't go to jail. I went to the drunk tank.
They said. I remember in the episode they said that she bailed you out.
There was no bailout. There was no bailout. I went to the drunk tape. I was out in like 3 hours.
Wow. See that television, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
Listen, your season was 28 episodes, bro.
No, it was long, bro. That was a long fucking season, bro.
Your season was 28 episodes. You know how.
So like, hold on. This is the funny thing about that. So, like, listen, we were supposed to, if memory serves me correct, because I'm old as hell now, and this do-rag is tight. But if memory serves me correct, we were supposed to be filming for like 5 months. Okay. They had the first month of episodes, the first 6 weeks of episode within the first 2 days.
Fuck.
Wow.
Okay? Within the first 2 days. And like, no bullshit. That's what they told us. So we were getting done with Thailand, which was our trip. And they told us straight up, they said, look, when y'all get home, y'all got about 2 weeks left and y'all going home. I was like, hold on, man. We got 2 more months. And listen, honestly, we got enough footage, bro. There's nothing else that we really need. Like they said, bro, y'all done got into fights. Y'all done had sex with each other. Y'all done had hookups. Y'all done Tyri, we gonna block you from getting the threesome. Dog, we done did everything. We've done everything we could possibly on the show. Go home.
That's hilarious. That's amazing. For 28 episodes, that's a long time to be on television concurrently.
From November to May. Literally, it was the end of my freshman or sophomore semester. It was the whole fucking semester that show was on, bro. I took
the whole year, bro.
I took some weeks off.
But y'all ain't. You know what I'm saying? But y'all ain't.
It was still on the air. I was like, shit, this is Monday Night Raw. I was on every fucking week.
Strongest weekly episodic reality show of all time.
Oh my God, bro. Speaking of that, because one of my favorite things about you have always been because you're a fan of wrestling.
Huge.
You used to see it on the challenge. You guys would wrestle and all this other stuff like that. Don't take it in that way. But like you guys would talk about it, all the other things, other people fans of wrestling. When did you get into wrestling, bro?
Oh man, I got into wrestling as a youth, bro. I've been the 80s, bro. I hate to say it, bro. Late 80s. Man, okay, so I guess my core wrestling memory would be Hogan versus Warrior.
Oh wow!
Like that was one of the that's the first that was the first first one I remember watching as a kid, as a baby or as a toddler. But then I think I really started getting into it probably about maybe 5 years later is when I really started really pay attention to it. And I remember because even though WWF was the first one I watched, I started picking up WCW through the WCW magazine.
Oh shit.
And bro, and I'm really about to date myself here. This is when Diamond Dallas Page was the manager.
Yeah.
Hall, and Scott Hall was the Diamond Stud.
Oh wow, you were
bro.
That's old,
bro. I think that was when Disco Inferno was the new hype. You know what I mean? It's I'm out here, bro. So, but ever since, I grew up with all of that, man. But the Brett versus Stone Cold rivalry, Shawn Michaels and all of his greatness. Hell, the Rockers, Hart Foundation has always been one of my top 3 tag teams of all time. WCW, of course, you got to respect the first black heavyweight champion. Right. Of course, the greatest tag team of all time, Harlem Heat. Of course, the Four Horsemen. I mean, I've been rocking for a while.
Yeah, for sure. And again, you're not dating yourself, brother, because I was right there at all of those shits, man.
You dating yourself with me. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
I was somewhat there for most of that stuff, but before I have a segment that I've been wanting to do. Me and Meelz been talking about the challenge for a couple of weeks. A couple of our listeners actually want us to just talk about the damn show, but I want to call this one War of the Worlds. Of course, ties in the challenge. Of course, I want to know who you think will survive a season of the challenge, and I have a specific participants from the WWE right now. I don't know if you have pictures. I don't know if if you're familiar with them, but the first one I want to ask is, would Bianca Belair, currently tag team champion, would she survive in the challenge?
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Montez. I don't mean no disrespect, bro. Please don't kill me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that woman is gorgeous. Her and Jay. Oh my god, I'm just parched.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay. So what? Let's break this down. How are you asking? Are you asking if she could physically perform in the challenge? Because absolutely.
Yeah.
Now you're asking that versus her social game,
right?
All right. I would compare her to a Cam.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was in my mind too.
Now,
so and that's even that's even better thing to break out too, is what makes a good challenge competitor. And you've broken it down with the physicality and the social, but what exactly makes a good challenge competitor?
Shit. You got is being versatile. Lesson I learned late in the game. Being versatile, being ready, start the politicking before you get out there. Dead ass. I've always done this. I say it all the time, but I'm usually solo. I feel like I think we've all seen Blade, but the first Blade movie. But I am the epitome of I always got to ice skate uphill.
Yeah.
And a lot of that ain't my choice, but it's just the cards just give me. So I just try to ice skate my thick ass up the hill.
But did you know, for instance, All Stars 4, did you know who was going to be there?
No.
Okay.
I had an idea, but a lot of times it's kind of up in the air all the way up until you get to the airport. I think me and Brandon chat all the time. So that's the bruh. So he was gonna be there. I knew Leroy was coming back. Me and Jazzy talked. I knew Brad was gonna be there.
I was about to say, I was like, so there's a secret black network of challengers. I was like, you gonna be on this season?
Yes and no. Yes and no. A lot of times it's just like niggas just be asking, like, "Now, bro, what's going on? You going?" All right. And then the people like, Nehemiah will tell you no, and then his black ass will show up one day. All right.
Oh, but so it's all a part of the game, the social part, physical part, the endurance part as well, because you got to go a couple of weeks with the same people playing the same games. You might fall out with them one day, you might be in with them the next day. You think Bianca's a good choice to go into the challenge, right?
Oh yeah.
And you brought her up a couple seconds ago. Her tag team partner is my second participant, Jade Cargill. Now she's a bit of a rookie, so to speak, in the wrestling game. She's only been in for 3 years. How do you think she would, how would you think she would perform as a challenge competitor?
Socially, she would get screwed because she's like her cockiness.
Yeah,
a lot of people off. Now, here's where it gets fun. I 100% believe. Who could I compare Jade Cargill to? Let's say Emily Strom or a Cara Marie.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is like she might not have the best social game, but realistically speaking, she's still gonna bust your ass. So it
right. Can't vote her out if she wins.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think she would do just fine. Yeah. Now that would bring us to the future WrestleMania main event coming up, which would be what would happen when quote unquote challenge Bianca meets quote unquote challenge Jade.
Yeah.
Because that's what have to happen.
Who would win that? People want it. I'm willing to say Jade's newer, but also Bianca's Miss WrestleMania. It would be tough, but I would think that if you wanted to kind of pass that torch, you'd have to have Jade beat Bianca. That's your Warrior versus Hogan, I think, for the new generation. In my opinion.
I agree. I don't think we're there yet, and I don't think that Bianca should lose that. I'm be real.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm with that. I don't think Bianca should lose either.
I personally see that Bianca should be the next one to have the Undertaker's like streak. 100%.
I agree.
That's a good one. I think that'd be dope as well. Next participant, this is a guy from NXT. Don't quite know if you're familiar with him yet, but his name is Oba Femi. He's the current North American
champion. Brock Lesnar? Yeah, I know who Brock Lesnar is. That motherfucker's a monster. Hold on, bro. He's one of the only dudes that actually pull off a pop-up powerbomb. Like, all respect to Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens is the man. I'm just disrespect Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen. But, like, Oba is
right. They'd give him a puzzle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They give him a puzzle.
Aspect will fuck him up.
They might be like, sliders.
Hey, bro, you got to that because, like, listen. I don't fear no man. I don't want to see him in a hall brawl. Not at all.
No.
Listen, and I mean this, bro. I'll take on. I would, and I'm on camera saying this. I've challenged CT to do a hall brawl. I've challenged Johnny. I've challenged, I've challenged Fessy to a boxing match. I'll do a hall brawl with that motherfucker whenever he wants to. Anybody on this fucking planet, challenge Spear, I would do a hall brawl with. There's one person that I would think twice about, and that's Marlon. And if you know anything about Marlon, it's because Marlon used to play football. No, it's not even that. It's not even a brawling. Marlon is a. I might be wrong, but Marlon is a former Texas Tech cornerback. All right, that was like quarter squatting 700 pounds. Okay, wow. So like he's like the only person who's like, damn dog, do I really got to do this? Like by saying blood, I ain't gonna allow that to. I'm one of the original men. So fuck that, I ain't running for nobody. We going, but like I'm gonna think about it. Like, damn, dude. Like, do I have a second choice? Can I get a different option? Is there? Yeah. No. All right, Marlon, it is. But like, that's the only person. I would not do a hall brawl against Oba Femi. Nope. No. No. Y'all just gonna have to send me home.
He might literally throw you up and then just run across with you.
Powerbomb me. Okay, and this is the mess up thing. So I'm a martial artist, bro. So I would think, because I've already thought this through. So I can't go through him. Okay. Right. I ain't got the ups to go over him. So I was like, okay, maybe I can do the Ninja Turtle thing and hit him with that back Green Ranger kick. Like, no. He will pull me out the air like goddamn Broly. And then hit me with the Hulk move. No, I'm good.
Oh man, Oba Femi, you will have the most eliminations in the season.
Dog, who's beating him? wait, that's not. Wait. That's not true. You got to put him in that same elimination. They put me against when they made me go against Alton. Okay?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Which one in
that competition, bro?
Inferno 3?
Yeah, bro.
I forget.
Bro, dog. We was tied by our feet, and we were walking on our hands.
Oh nah.
And if you know anything about Alton would have beat anyone in there without his feet being hanging up. All right.
Alton is like, literally like probably the best upper body.
Best way to describe Alton is like Beast from X-Men. Okay. Like his feet are fucking ambidextrous, bro. He can climb, dog, shimmies. He doesn't climb. He shimmies up shit, bro.
Yeah.
So, put Oba against him in that situation, he's gonna lose. But anything physical, I'm not beating that man in a pole wrestle. I'm gonna have to kick him in the dick. That's the only thing I got.
TJ gonna say, TJ hit you with the sorry man.
I'm gonna tell TJ straight up, hey TJ, you jump in here. What was you gonna do? What was the plan? TJ, you gonna hit him with your BMX, fam? Come on, man, don't play with me like that.
All right, next participant. That was a good one. Next participant, and this one I think he will win the political social game in a minute. CM Punk. Would he be?
I think he pissed too many people off in the house. He was on Champs versus Pros.
Oh, okay.
He didn't win. I think he got beat by Johnny or something along those lines. For him, I feel like with CM Punk, he would like say like, all right, this is bullshit. clearly this is bullshit. Like y'all got me running across this. Y'all making it a puzzle. What am I supposed to do with a puzzle? All right, I'm going.
I feel like Punk would be the bananas adjacent of the house if he was on the challenge.
Depends who's there.
Yeah.
Depends who's there. I feel like he's the thing we've said about CM Punk is that.
But say, is he more Johnny or is he more Wes?
I don't think either because I don't think CM Punk is athletic at all.
He's to a fault. Like maybe not like shit. We got to run, but
he got the furthest in wrestling by not being athletic. Okay. Like just not being like very athletic. Like all props to him. He's amazing. Don't get me wrong. You've seen him do springboards. You've seen him land on his feet. He doesn't land like. On his feet.
He holds it. I think in terms of pure physical ability, he's maybe average to the average challenge competitor that you might see. He's not tossing Obafemi, but when it comes to thinking and playing the game, I really think he could, and I think that he could use this promo ability to get him out of eliminations and to get people to vote his way.
Okay, so like that's what I'm saying. Like that's where I'm coming from. Like maybe a Devin, maybe a Wes. Like
yeah. I would say more of Devin. Yeah,
because definitely more of it. Yeah, that's a good one. He would be the Devin of that. I think he survived. I think he'd do pretty well. Next one here, and I think this is kind of unfair too. This is somebody that I feel as though would be physically great, but I just think would have zero social skills. Ilya Dragunov just got drafted to Raw.
Young Drago? Yeah, bro. That's essentially Turbo, ain't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've been drafting all these international people all the time. He fit right in. Emmanuel, all the types of people.
Hey, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I think Young Drago would like legitimately snap and punch somebody before. Yeah, I 100% think he'll see somebody laying down in the wrong way. Remember they said something hit him with that finisher.
He's very like.
By the way, bro, how are people taking that, bro? Like I'm like, even like wow.
I think that the move. I think he actually hit you right here, and where it won't hurt.
Bro, they're making that look amazing. That looks like he's legitimately
killing him.
Elbow, bro.
Yeah, and he'll do it like 2-3 times, so it's got to be not as painful.
All right. How do you go Super Saiyan before you just elbow smash?
Oh, I love it. He hits bro, that shit's so hard. That shit's hard body. All right, last one here. Liv Morgan.
Oh my god.
Liv Morgan. How would she do on the challenge? I think she's an all-arounder. I think she's small, but I think that she has the ability to actually to toss some people in eliminations, but she also got the social ability too.
Liv would be right now, I think.
Say that again.
I think Liv would be Avery right now on All-Star Square right now.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see when
I think Liv would do just fine. She would make it right to the purge, and then they get her out at the purge. Just,
yeah. at the end of the season, right before the final, it's like,
poor bro. Some things transpire. He goes past just wrestling in the other genres.
She reminds me kind of like an Olivia too, like a little bit of Olivia.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like
maybe it's because Liv. I don't know.
People misunderestimate Olivia. I feel like in a lot of eliminations, and she ends up like being that pixie that surprises the people and shocks people. Like I think there was what was it, Rivals 2, where she kept going in, and it was just like
not Olivia. That wasn't Olivia. That was
it was Camilla. Was it Camilla?
Yeah,
Camilla. My bad. Yeah, but I get, but that's another pixie that really kind of turned up too, and like it shocked a lot of people. So like Camilla, Olivia, one of them. She could, as far as competitors go, I think Liv would be close to that. But thank you, Tyri, for playing the game. This was great. I got a lot of intel, and I also got a lot of, because listen, me and Meelz was like, yo, if WWE and Murray wanted to really make some bread, put these motherfuckers on the challenge, man. Take them off the road for a minute. They would never want to go back. They would never want to go back on the road.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But at this point, we probably do have to get into actual wrestling.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Backlash France. Tyri, did you get to see any of it? Did you get to watch any of it?
I love Backlash.
What a crowd. Like, just an amazing crowd.
Bro, listen, bro, why they kind of destroy our crowds like that?
During the show, I was like, "Fuck America!" Like, it's
like, no, like, they're destroying our crowds like that, bro. And no, they literally had a song for AJ every single time he did something.
Yeah. And the thing is, it was so loud that last night on Raw, when they would do the recaps, the crowd was so loud that you could hear the crowd. That they try and cut the crowd down, they couldn't. They were too loud. Like all of the clips during, like, they're playing the music, and I'm just like, the crowd's way louder than the recap music. I'm like, everything they did was loud. They were almost louder than Cody's song, right. And I think they might have been the loudest whoa I've ever heard. And it was like, what, hour 3 that they had been there, and they were still just as loud as they were in hour 1. That's one of the best crowds of the year. And I thought Philly night 2, Philly was live. They were liver than Philly night 2.
Yeah, once it stopped being cold, they definitely were. Yeah, for sure. But I even think, so kind of going through this card quickly, I think even with the energy of Backlash France, I feel like WWE brought the energy back to them, because when they did that opening match and it was just supposed to be a regular ass tag match, and they're like, nah, it's too crazy. It's time for a street fight. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I felt like it was like returning the energy to them for giving the energy. It was like, nah, we got to turn this up. We got to turn this up.
Bro. Hey, bro, y'all trying to fight? Just bump it. Just fight. Bump it.
Yeah. I love bringing angles back on pay-per-views, having the authority figure come out and do something on pay-per-views. There is a distinct attitude era-ness to a lot of the things that Triple H has been doing for the past couple of months, and especially since Mania, where you have no clue what's going to happen. And there's like genuine surprise on these shows again. So when you look at that, that's something that they would have did back in 2001, 99, something like that. But the level of work is just so much bigger, and it's just like more grandiose. So you have the street fight. They're going in the crowd. They're cheering for Randy Orton. They're
First 10 minutes was in the crowd.
Yeah, like he was one of the biggest stars out there. But I gotta say, like, in terms of their opponents, of course, the Bloodline 2.0, not a cousin of NXT 2.0, Solo and Tama Tonga, I gotta give it up to Solo, man. I think he's been really sliding into the role, and he's really, like, just in terms of his look, the way he's like kind of positioning himself, it looks to me like he's like a leader that's very reluctant to be the leader, or not reluctant, but he's trying to hold it together, and he's not really good at it. And that's what I love about his character right now, because Paul Heyman's just like, if you guys notice, usually in Bloodline matches, Paul Heyman's like going crazy. He was like this the whole time. Like, he did not want to be there in that match at all. And I thought that was great too.
Bro, you saw that cry for help he gave Jay, bro. He hit him like, bro, man, you want to leave me out here? I'm like, with these wolves? Save me, bro, save me. Like,
he was like, help me, nigga, help me.
Like, what's good, man? Like, you see the way this guy just looked at me. I don't really know this motherfucker. Like,
And now there's another one that comes out under the ring. I didn't even know about that one. Tongaloa. I was like, damn. It's like Pokemon at this point.
Tongaloa again goes back to that sense of surprise that I said because I said when it did no DQ, I said it must be somebody coming out that we haven't seen yet. But when it was Tongaloa, I was like, I didn't even know he was a free agent. I didn't know he was gone from New Japan. I didn't know any of that stuff. So for him to come in, you got him and his. Yeah, what was that?
Camacho.
Yeah, Camacho. No more lowrider bikes. No more of that shit.
Jeez. Bro, they brought back the goddamn Mexicans, bro. Hold on, man. The Mexicools, excuse me.
Mexicools is back. But they get a chance to do it right under this regime. Absolutely. Where they will protect them in a better way. And I see a lot of people online talking shit about Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. Listen, have you seen this shit where he kept doing this to Okada? They keep posting this shit, and it's just like, okay, guys, you think they're really gonna let them do that shit in WWE? You think they're not gonna produce these guys? They don't. That should be more of a diss to where they were than it is to where they are now, because the fact that New Japan let them do that shit looks bad on New Japan. Like, why y'all? I don't get. Like, Meelz, do you understand that? Like,
not at all.
It's dumb. Like that they would even yeah, it's a cool meme, but it's funny. But in the moment, but it's like, they're not gonna let them do that, and I think that it's crazy that people are already trying to shit on both of them. And I thought Tama Tonga took the brunt of everything in that match on Saturday. His back looked purple, dog. Like he was taking his lumps. He really was.
Oh yeah,
bro. Second matchup, we had Bayley retain her title against Naomi Tiffany Stratton. Really, really good match.
Really good.
Well-received match, too. I thought it was just like the crowd was into it. Everyone was into it. They hit the 3D. I popped big for that.
I'm mad that they hit the angle in the 3D. It was like a weird angle. And that's why they probably didn't run it back.
It was because Tiffy did that little quick delay. You could see it right before.
She stopped.
It was a quick stop. And like, all had to reset. But like, I'm glad to see them do it, because like she's busting their ass for a quick second. So it was like, all right,
yeah,
proud of that.
I think Tiffany's becoming more confident on the main roster. I think with NXT, she probably had a lot more time to practice and run through the moves. I still think that she's a little bit apprehensive to take bumps. There's a lot of times where she's like about to go down for something and she like hesitates, or she does a stutter step. And I think she second guesses herself a little bit in there sometimes.
But they'll clean up for that. Trust that. Next matchup, World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest retains against Jey Uso. Jey Uso, who's the most popular. They saying Jey Uso is like 08 Jeff Hardy. Yeah. They saying he's got the aura, he's got the popularity, he's got everything kind of moving and working for him.
Well, what's that, Tyri? What you got to say?
Listen, I feel like I don't want to do this because like this is when like y'all start attacking me for my black card and whatnot.
Sure.
Y'all know how I feel about Jeff Hardy, so like if y'all don't, then like you would know. Don't.
Listen, I mean,
because like
Jey Uso's popular as hell.
Jeff Hardy has never been that good to me, so.
Damn! I'm Jeff Hardy truther. Come on,
okay. He jump off of shit, so it's like,
yeah, but he made you believe. What's wrong with Jeff Hardy?
So did Shane McMahon. Okay. All right.
Okay. But he made you believe. I mean, I'll also give Shane McMahon a lot of props too, just in general. But
no, I mean, in regards to popularity, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's also what I'm seeing. And y'all can please, if this is off base, he got to switch up his moveset some.
Does he? Because I think that Jay does a lot with a little. I think Jay got 7 moves. He do those 7 moves right. And then he got the yeet, and I think that he's one of the few people on that roster that have excelled so far, having such a limited moveset and having a lot of people do the moves for him or with him. You know,
Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston have the same problem in regards of offense.
Okay, I could see that,
because when it's all said and done, one, if people have kicked out of a double splash with you and your brother, you know, how is you just splashing someone is that the finisher? That's first. 2, like outside of the spear, he doesn't really have like that many like dynamic moves to like really set anything up anymore. Like he doesn't like same thing with Kofi. Like Kofi, like the SOS is cool and like the Trouble in Paradise is cool, but a lot of his shit is a lot like jump smacks and jump clotheslines and leg drops, or excuse me, and short leg drops and that kind of stuff. Kofi's all really picked up when he got with the New Day. Right. When they started doing stuff like the unicorn stand, that kind of stuff, that's when you really started seeing Kofi's different style of Kofi's offense. Same thing with Jey Uso. Now that he's by himself, and you can really tell when he with his the match with his brother, the offense ain't there for as big and as caliber as of a character as he is right now. He has to switch something up. There has to be, and even if it's just something where I don't like, he needs like a Cody Cutter or something like that. And it doesn't have to be, of course, be a Cody Cutter, but he needs that setup. Because right now, only thing he really got, I think, is the spear. He got the rock spit. He got the
rock spit. He got the rock spit. You know, he's doing the rock spit now with the
I think I see what you're saying though. But especially if it comes to like a long match, then Jey Uso's offense doesn't really hold up. Right. But if it's like this 15-minute match that we got here, he could probably make it work. But once it comes to like the stuff that he had SummerSlam with Roman last year, which was like 35 minutes, a lot of other stuff, it just doesn't hold up. And then when against his brother who has the same moveset, like again, it just doesn't hold up.
And again, it's like you notice in this match, in most of his main event matches, he's fighting from under for a lot of the match. He's fighting from under until it's time for him to get his spots off at the end. But I feel like where this did well was the bells and whistles. The kitchen sink, having JD McDonough come out, having Finn come out, Damian, underrated worker, I think. Damian Priest is someone who should be talked about a lot more in the upper echelon of the workers in the company, especially for how big he is. He moves almost faster than The Undertaker. I think maybe he does move faster than The Undertaker.
He better at this point.
Yeah, like, but it's like he's doing stuff The Undertaker was never, like the high kicks that he did. He was giving Jay like 4 or 5 high kicks, like karate kicks to his dome. And like, and I thought that was super impressive. But of course, he wins as they start the dissolution of the Judgment Day. I'm gonna be real. I don't know where this goes because I don't know who turns into a babyface here and who turns into a heel here. I could see a world where Damian kicks out Finn, or he just kind of does his own thing, or I could see a world where Finn and them they dump him.
I would say, does Judgment Day continue on after this, or do they just completely dissolve? How long is Rhea out for? Another like what, 4 or 5 months or something like that?
She said a few months. If I was to guess, I don't think they want her to be gone longer than SummerSlam. I would imagine they give her the next 3 months to rehab, and then she's back, because you still got to give Liv the title, in my opinion. Like, she still got to get that title somehow.
Right.
And I think you do get a Judgment Day 2.0, and I really think it's gonna be Dom and maybe Finn or Damian, Liv. And I mean, possibly Carlito. We saw Carlito pop up on Monday. It might be Carlito.
Dom just been trying to recruit Spanish people, and Damian is not with it.
I told you.
Damian is like, nah.
I told you. Dom is the real Latin king. He bringing the Latin kings to the E.
Like that Dom was the toughest man, was the hardest man on the yard, Joe. Fine for a minute, but bro, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
What's going on right about now, B?
Oh my God. Next matchup, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. I mean, we talked about them, how undefeated they would be in the challenge. It's literally the same
Tony
here.
Khan, you will pay for your sins, because it's only month 4 or 5. You will pay for your sins, brother, because that
was a long match too.
It was the longest match he's ever had. It was the longest match he's ever had. And I want to go to a certain specific moment in the middle of the match where there was a referee miscue. And I think there were like a lot of different moving parts that happened with that. And one of them being Asuka.
Like, hey, you're not legal.
Well, we found out. We've then found out that Asuka was injured, and that's why she wasn't legal at that point. You notice Asuka drops out. She injured her leg in the match. So that's why Kyrie had come in. They forgot that Kyrie wasn't legal. That's why you got that awkward moment. But it also seemed like when she got injured, they had to audible, and Jay didn't quite know, or it felt like to me Jay was trying to protect Kyrie because it looked like Kyrie was out of it. But apparently Asuka was injured, so they might have been communicating. I think that was just a small hiccup in the match, but it had nothing to do with Jay. And I saw a lot of people saying, well, Jay's already fucking up. I'm like, bro, she was doing everything that she was supposed to do to a T. Like up to that point, it just seemed to be there was an issue.
AJ's neck until for the longest, man. That's just the way it is. Like, but the good thing is one, she's leaps and bounds from where she was in AEW. That's first and foremost, and that's not even disrespect to what she was doing in AEW. She's just better in the ring now. And the other thing is, the WWE will not invest as much as they invest in her and not get her to a better point. They will there. So
no, you're right.
She looked great. Great first run for them. Yeah. This allows them to show up on every show. So Jade will get reps against Raw women. She'll get reps against potentially NXT women. And Bianca don't go to NXT often. Right. So I think it would be very cool if she did end up going back to NXT for at least a small run. So that'll be really cool for them this summer.
It's cool to see a dream team kind of like really happen. Because like you think of all the dream teams that maybe could have happened that we all kind of think like Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill is like literally the dream team that everyone for the last 2 years have been like clamoring about. So it's cool to see this. And then we have absolutely
sure. They might dream for sure. Yeah.
And then the main event. Let me tell you something. This match was good by itself, but a crowd can really take a match to a different level.
Yeah.
And friends, Leon's friends.
Shout out to friends one time.
Shout out to friends one time.
Cody, you know who else shout out? AJ Styles said, I ain't going. He said, y'all not paying me with the wash label this year. Because last year we was doing it, Meelz. Last year we said it. We was like, this motherfucker's washed.
He said, I remember that, bro. I was like, hold on, man.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, no, man. Not AJ.
He is beating the allegations, dog. From Rumble all the way to here, he has not had a bad match to me. He made LA Knight look like a fucking superstar, and he made Cody Rhodes in his first defense of this title look like the next fucking Hogan, Austin, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Because that's what he was in that ring on Saturday. I think that just in terms of the way that they worked, Cody and AJ have a chemistry that I didn't know that they really had. I was like, bro, I did not know that they had this type of chemistry. What were you gonna say, Tyri?
Bro, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. I thought about the one thing that pissed me off about that match, and I think you know exactly
what.
Hey, bro, you don't Hulk up after getting hit with a burning hammer, bro.
Oh yeah,
you do not Hulk up, bro. You or at the very least, bro, you Hulk up at 2. Okay.
Burning Hammer was that move in the 2000s.
Hammer, bro. You sell that shit.
Yeah.
He is the Goku. He's the GOAT of this shit right now. He's got to kick out his shit like that.
Bro. Goku, how many times I literally posted a meme of Goku in a dang on chamber getting healed. All right, so sells the okay.
Like,
Goku can sell the injury, but Cody Rhodes can't sell a burning goddamn hammer.
Listen, man.
He kicked out of the Samoan Spike Spear. I believe he can kick out of a burning hammer.
Listen, burning hammer at this point probably the same as the Canadian Destroyer at this point.
Oh my God.
Which is crazy considering.
I don't think it's there yet.
Right, it's crazy considering how revered those moves were like 15 years ago when we were watching all these TNA and ROH and all the other stuff like that.
Canadian Destroyer.
Listen,
what happened?
I said, didn't Maxine Dupree do a Canadian Destroyer, or wasn't it someone like that?
I hope not.
No, we would be having a different show right now.
Just hit that in a match recently, and I almost threw my TV. It's like, all right, bro. All right.
No, someone definitely did hit one recently. It was crazy. Actually, I think Ricochet hit one recently. I could be bugging too.
Okay, no, Ricochet's okay because I'm okay with anything Ricochet wants to do in the ring is okay with me. Okay,
right.
All right. He did that one when he did like the yank pull, like someone yanked him up and he went straight into it. All right. Also, the amount of velocity you get on that Canadian Destroyer makes a difference. If it looks like you good, but like no, it's more like
they roll it. Well, luckily there were no Canadian Destroyers in this match, but there was a lot of story that had to do with Cody not being able to put AJ down and having to find that string of big moves to put him down. I'm glad they're finally protecting the crossroads.
He ain't have to do 3 of them.
Yes. Like, I'm glad they're protecting it in that manner, but I'm also glad to see that they had such a competitive match, no interferences. The first time there was the title had been defended with no interferences since 2022. 2 years.
That's nuts.
The title had been defended without interference, and that was, you know what match that was? It was Roman Reigns versus Matt Riddle on SmackDown. That was the last match he ever had.
Oh,
no interference.
Like, don't even worry about it. Just let me put him down.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
Just do the little flip. I'm gonna spear you, and then just one. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
But he does the super Cody cutter. Looked great. Shout out to AJ for kind of protecting him, making it spiking himself on it, but protecting Cody, making sure that looked good. And Cody's doing really good at selling his shoulder. It's making me legit feel like he's got some type of lingering shoulder injury. And I'm glad that they don't make him wrestle every week anymore.
No, real. I mean, dog, you saw him miss that the Cody cutter on Hayes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, listen.
That messed up. That probably did mess up his shoulder. Literally.
I don't care how good of a bump you are at taking bumps. That man flew 90% across the ring and then landed on his shoulder. Stop.
Over with. This shit was blown out. But
I know they had an ice pack waiting for his ass. Here you go, bro.
Oh, they probably gave him an MRI too. They said, "Motherfucker, we got a lot invested in you, nigga. You cannot be hurt. We going to Saudi, then we going to all types of shit." So,
hey man, get that man some extremist armor and stuff. We're not gonna keep playing.
Right.
Oh, man.
But Cody in the press conference afterwards said that he would hope that he gets one more shot at AJ Styles. I do think that's what's gonna happen. I think him and AJ have 3. They have 2 more coming before he lets it go. But because the SmackDown mid to upper mid card needs to kind of formulate, and King of the Ring is going on. And I mean, I feel like there's no better dance partner for AJ to have than Cody right now as they figure out who's going to be the next competitor.
I'm all for that. My only thing is like when you know that one of your favorite wrestlers is about to take the L 3 times in a row, it's like, that's all.
Well, yeah.
Because you know that title's not coming off him for a minute. Even unless he gets injured, and we're gonna knock on. So
now, Tyri, have you heard my theory on who I think should dethrone Cody later this summer?
Is it Gunther?
No. Logan Paul. Come on, man. If he was on the challenge, bro, he would save you, bro. He would.
No, he wouldn't. No, he would not. No, he would not. No, he would not. No, we wouldn't, and I wouldn't save him either. So, Logan Paul would be an issue on the challenge. I'm not even gonna lie. Athletically, that boy is. I don't think there's anything he can't do athletically. No bull.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Give him that 100%.
But
okay,
WWE
I don't want Logan Paul to ever be champion. Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
It's not no David Arquette shit though. It's not no. I feel like he works better than David Arquette already.
No. This is the thing, because like it's one of those things that I can't really explain, because athletically, hell yeah. I mean, shit. What has he had? Like 8 matches.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had a trash match yet. Not one. I don't think he's had a bad match yet. Maybe a match wasn't as good as one of the other ones, but like that's kind of how I talk about Jay-Z albums. Like maybe they're not as good as the other Jay-Z album, but like he hasn't had a bad match. So athletically, he's there. I mean, he had to learn a little more ring psychology, but that's just comes with time and experience. But when it's all said and done, if he wanted to go out there and call a match, he's good.
Yeah.
But there's just something. It's like Lance Storm. Lance Storm is one of the best wrestlers of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I never wanted to see him with the championship. Never. There was never a time where I felt like I need to see him with the big belt. And it feels the same with Paul. But like that's kind of, I don't know. That's just me. That's
the asshole shit he could get into with that belt. The prime bottle on the side plates. Him like doing
that would be nuts.
That would be crazy. Like
there's too much prime around anyway.
There is so much merchandising. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Into reality. You know that, right?
That's hilarious. Let's get through the rest of these quickly.
WrestleMania 41, Las Vegas, April 19th and 20th next year. I will be there for sure, with bells
Easter
on.
weekend is crazy.
It's the resurrection. He is risen. He is risen.
That's not Wrestlemania has risen.
Listen, if we're getting our rumored Rock versus Roman Reigns, I'm there, man.
High stakes, the highest stakes possible. The thing, it sucks though, because like Punk was supposed to get his main event this year. I don't see it happening next year. I think Cody gets one night, Roman and Rock gets another night, and Punk will definitely be, unless they want to do Punk and Cody on night one. That would be
but like we got to get Cody and Seth out of there, and that's a WrestleMania situation too. So
yeah. I think there's a lot of the fact that we don't know right now, and there's so many options.
Oh, I'm sorry. CM Punk and Seth. Excuse me.
Yeah, CM Punk and Seth. Yeah, CM Punk and Seth. That you could do that in Rumble time. You know what I mean? You could do that anytime. I feel like I think Punk, and we'll talk about this later in the show. I think Punk's nearly ready. He seems like he's ready. He keeps doing this when he comes out, so it's kind of a clue to let people know that he's like there. But we'll see what they announce. Also up on the news, Gable Steveson was released from NXT along with a couple of other acts. Gable Steveson, I got no thoughts on the guy. He never really did anything. He had like one match on TV and they booed the shit out of him and then they never brought him back again.
They fake drafted him with a fake family and a fake house. And that's my lasting memory of Gable Steveson, of them like trying to recreate the draft moment with a fake family and a fake house.
Come here, get a white girl, bring her over here, get a white girl, bring her over here. Yeah, right there, right next to him. Like, I was like, what? He just always kind of exuded dickness. Like he just looked like a dick. He never really exuded anything cool. I think that there was also a lot of people that knew about kind of his checkered past and a lot of the allegations that were brought up against him.
Yeah, no, that pass blew him up. Like there was kind of no getting around that. Also, and I hate to say it, like there was too many comparisons to like the Jason Jordans and the Chad Gables and the Kurt Angles, and the suplexes were not great.
Yeah,
they weren't great, man. And like when you're out the gate being compared to Kurt Angle, bro, you can't. And maybe that's a little unfair. Unfair, but it's Kurt Angle, so you get compared to Kurt Angle. You live up to that comparison. It's Kurt Angle. So
and Kurt could talk, he could work, he could do hardcore matches, he could do technical matches, he could do regular WWE matches. Gable just didn't seem like, for one, I think that's what pissed a lot of people off too, is like, this guy's not Kurt Angle. I remember Kurt Angle. And I think there was a lot of things came at him before he even hit go in WWE. Right. So I mean, it's better that they just break ties. So I think he's going to be in the Olympics, or he wants to be in the Olympics this year. That'll be his thing. Yeah, that'll be his thing. Let's see what else is up on the news. Also, Drew Gulak was also released as well. That was a weird kind of moment that happened at the press conference with Triple H, and someone said, I heard this on these two websites, and Triple H's face said, and then they were just like, just Drew Gulak released have anything to do with the Ronda Rousey incident where he touched her string and her sweatpants? I was like, bro, you chose the last answer on this press conference in which they have to cut to the Kentucky Derby real quick because there's some money moves going on to talk about this guy that ultimately
wasn't even in French. You
exactly.
Wasn't even in French.
Like this guy is gone.
Which American snuck in there? You know what I'm saying?
I wanted him gone. He is the gone. And Triple H said, well, y'all need to get some better sources, which caused a whole, in the middle of all the beef stuff that happened over this, that was the biggest controversy in wrestling over the weekend. But the Drew Gulak thing, Triple H says that they did not release him. They're just not renewing his contract. Meelz, I think you had the right read on this. You predicted that this might be how they do releases from now on in terms of just not renewing the contracts.
Just not renewing them. Everyone, especially since the non-compete clauses are now becoming a thing of the past. They'll probably just wait everyone's contract out. So listen, Drew Gulak, see you on the AEW, nigga. I mean,
they got like 18 of them. These niggas. This is Drew. This is Drew Gulak factory.
It's a Drew. That's funny.
Ethan Page also gone from AEW. His name was not on their website. They noticed this over the weekend. It was confirmed by Fightful that he was gone. Ethan Page was somebody that, let's be real, niggas was glazing for months when he got signed, and he did nothing 4 months. And they had that moment where they started to push him a little bit last year because he complained on the internet. And then they took him off TV again, and he never showed up again. And like, how do you guys feel about AEW now releasing talent and having to actually face the blowback that they never had to face like WWE does when they release talent?
I feel like, I mean, start getting used to it now. You can't just keep no offense, like we want everyone to have a job, including us. But realistically, like
it's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible. You just start getting used to it. Yeah, it's just the first one probably will sting, but you get them. You don't have to. Also, Tony Khan doesn't have to have an explanation for everybody's release. We don't have to like.
But they feel like they have to because they've set themselves up to be. Remember, they said that they was giving niggas health insurance in AEW, and no one ever questioned them about that ever again. And it's 5 years in.
Health insurance.
No, is it just me? Am I wilding? They said everybody get health insurance. Ain't nobody said nothing about health insurance since then.
Amen. That was Cody.
And then CM Punk said I had to do my own rehab. So no, I'm gonna shut up. Ethan Page, I don't see him in I honestly see him going back to the company that he left, which is Impact TNA, where he hated it there. And I feel like he's gonna go back because I don't think WWE has any interest in this guy.
I don't think so. I don't really have interest in seeing him on WWE. To be fair.
Yeah, no, not really. We got Sean Spears,
like, I mean, honestly, they don't really need anyone else, and anyone else they could get, they can probably just pull from the farming situation now. They can just pull them up now.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they making them now. Yeah.
Did you guys see the comment Kenny Omega made about he was on stream and he said, y'all will not, diss Roman Reigns. He said, I'm a huge fan of Roman Reigns and because they make him feel like a big deal. And Kenny says, they present him in the way that I wish to be presented all the time. They make him feel like a big deal. And I was just like, wow, what's up with Kenny Omega, man? Is he starting to see clearly?
Can we talk about this now then?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll skip the Jerry Lawler is not going to be on WWE. That was the other part of the news. Jerry Lawler, he had a job for 30 years. He's the only person that had a job from 40 years old to 70 years old. It's crazy. That whole Dynamite thing, just in general.
Yeah.
Of him, I have mixed emotions because I wasn't really sure how to feel about what they were trying to present. So Kenny Omega comes out. I think they're in Canada.
Montreal. The quietest Montreal you've ever heard.
Yeah. So he comes out and is like, listen, he's trying to give this heartfelt thing about his diverticulitis, which is very hard to say. Right. But he's trying to have this heartfelt moment. And I'm like, oh, man, yeah, Kenny, man, hope he gets back and stuff like that. And then, he's saying
best promo of his career, by the way. Fantastic promo. It was really good. I agree.
Threatening his life, he's like, at any point I could have been in the ring and I don't know, his diverticulitis could have exploded. I'm not sure really.
Diverticulitis.
Yeah. Well, whatever. One of them. I'm trying to get it. Danger him in the ring. He has to go get surgery. And then in the moment, I get it. The Bucks come out, right? The Bucks. Well, first, I think it's Okada that comes out first. Mm-hmm. Okada comes out first, and we're like, oh, I see what they're doing here. But then, my feelings flew out the window afterwards because Kenny Omega turns to Kung Fu Kenny and starts kicking and doing a whole, I think it was a dragon suplex and everything. Yeah. I was just like, bro.
I was like, and you guys want us to not question y'all's medical practices, y'all's medical system.
Would you Wally or is it one mic?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you have Kenny. So my question immediately was, oh, they're lying. He's cleared. No, he's cleared. You know why? Because they never gave him a write-off on TV. So they did the write-off of him on TV 3 months or however long it's been, 4 or 5 months later when he's already off TV. So now he gets an official write-off before he actually goes to go have the surgery. And I was like, y'all are doing his ass backwards. But also it proves to me that this program is not hot. And they're trying to do anything to get this program some heat behind it. Tony Khan showed up at the beginning of the show smiling, not upset. He wasn't mad. He wasn't yelling. He was like, hey, guys.
At his neck brace, though.
Had his neck brace on, though. Hey, guys. 18 laptops around him. Hey guys, I'm doing the show from home this week. they did the fake. You see the fake ass NWO blend out? I was like, this is so ghetto. When are we gonna call niggas? When are we going to tell the truth about this fucking place, bro? They're not number 2. They're not number 2, bro. Number 2 is blank at this point, son.
I don't know. Yeah, at this point,
number 2 is Wild Women Are Wrestling. At this point, to me, bro.
It might
like real shit. I think that for everything that AEW has done in terms of creating an alternative, I think that they also equally took away an alternative from us, because I used to watch New Japan a lot, and I don't even want to watch it. You know why? Because they took all of the motherfuckers in New Japan and they put them on AEW, and they're doing worse shit. This is bad.
They're 2000 and early 2000 WCW, and like immediately it's like
yeah.
It's
like,
Jeff Jarrett and the goddamn silver and black
NWO. Yeah, like it. Like, does anyone really believe in the Bucks as these like extreme level heels that are going to take over the company? Let's be real. The Bucks said that in the beginning of the show that they were taking over the company, and in the first 15 minutes, you had the interaction with Swerve, who, listen, week 2, they're doing nothing with this guy. Let's just be clear. Putting him in a match with Christian, that's like Daniel Bryan going against Kane in his first title defense after Mania. That is exactly what that is.
I mean, yes.
That is exactly what that is.
And that actually happened, yes.
Brian, if we talking about anger management version, I'm okay with that one.
No, this was Brian Wrestlemania.
After he won the 2 belts, his first program was Kane. Two
ambulance match.
Like corporate Kane, right?
Yeah.
So like they did nothing throughout the show to make you think that the Bucks were actually running it. Usually, even you know what, this is even a testament to WCW. Throughout the show, you would see how NWO would run the show. They would take people out of matches, they would interfere, they would fuck people up. They did none of that. It seemed like there was one group of niggas writing the show, there was another group of niggas right in the middle, and then the same group of niggas that wrote the first half wrote the last half of the show. There's no cohesion. The whole hype was, Tony said last week, you're going to have to see who's going to run the show because we're going to be doing it this way. They showed you nothing. I said this. I watched Dynamite 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a fucking row. It has been the worst wrestling show I've seen all year. I'm sorry. There's no way you could tell me any Raw or SmackDown was worse than these past 3 weeks of Dynamite. Maybe some NXT, but I always give NXT some bail. I shoot NXT some bail because we know what it is. We know what NXT is. They're not all NXT is ebbs and flows. It's gonna have a hot period where they have your Trick Williams, your Mellows. They're gonna have a low period where they rebuild. AEW they have a bigger TV deal than NXT does, bro. And this is what they're doing with it. I'm sorry to go on a rant, but this shit's got to stop. This is terrible. I don't even fuck with Swerve, bro. And I'm looking at this shit like they doing this brother wrong. They're doing this brother so wrong, dog. Like it's terrible.
You said everything I needed to say, essentially.
Terrible.
Before we wrap up, Tyri, we got to talk about it. You were clearly the person in my life who has had the closest proximity to the Miz. Yeah, I would say so. I just shout out to Scott, but yeah, you. Do you have any Miz stories that you can share?
I do. Let's see. The 20th anniversary Real World Bash.
Whoa.
Like this award show where we all kind of did the craziest moments. Me and Davis won Best Fight.
But you and Davis had one of the top 40 reality moments on VH1. So like that's a huge.
We did. I was quite proud of my niggatry at that time. But so, and I remember, dude, it was a fun time. But I remember they had like what's that guy's name? Jeffrey Ross there, that guy who does all the roasts.
Yeah, right. I remember.
Hey, yo, so he was killing us, right? He was killing us. I mean, like destroying us on the mic. And you know, them fratty boys was like, hey, bro, y'all not paying us for this shit, but hold on. All tag team up and threw his ass in the goddamn pool. So apparently he didn't realize that was about to happen. He actually almost wanted to press some legal shit against us. But nigga, be stop talking shit. We don't get paid enough for that. All right, but the Miz story. So this happened after the bash. Okay, it was we was in the Mrs. SUV. it was me, Mark Long, maybe Brad, Fitz. I always mispronounce her name. Svetlana.
Svetlana, yeah.
Svetlana, yeah. sorry, Fitz. But okay, so I don't know if they got a history or something, but they end up getting into it, okay? And they're just they're going back and forth, and Miz is kind of giving her the and I can tell that he's ramping up for something. Like I could tell him charging up for something. I'm just sitting there waiting. And next thing you know, and let me tell you something, bro. Y'all, we know the most talked about like talking smack segment, right?
Yeah.
That's what this was.
Oh my God.
Okay. Bro, the Miz broke into a full on, and this is when he was with when he first got famous, like he first got the tag team titles with Morrison.
Yeah.
I remember because there's a video of me doing Morrison pose and the Miz doing his pose. And if I ever find it, I'm gonna send it to you, just so you know. I'm a bastard. All right. I got a picture with him in the belts, and I love it. All right. But so like this is when he was like he was kind of like out of the woodshed when it comes to like the eating chicken stuff and kicked out of the locker room stuff, and he was trying to like get himself set. And I don't know what it was, but something triggered, and he just turned on the WWE promo machine. And what came after this was the only way I can describe it is, and I'm going to put it to something similar to myself. There was a moment on Battle of the Exes where me and Jasmine got into it pretty bad. Yeah. All right. And there was pretty much a 20-minute tirade of me calling Jasmine everything under the sun and saying a bunch of very bad things about Jasmine. Things I won't repeat, things that I regret, and things I don't believe anymore. I love you to death, Jasmine. But this man broke into a full-on promo of 20 minutes of essentially the real world WWE version of you ain't shit, you ain't never been shit, your mama ain't shit, your daddy ain't shit, you ain't never gonna be shit. If shit calls, you can't pick up the phone because you ain't shit. All right. And bro, I mean, like, he went on a full, and I mean, like, was in her face. Like just a full-on promo. It was like, and it reminded me of the Talking Smack promo. Like, now that I think about it, bro, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
All right. And I lost my shoes in that goddamn SUV. I'm still mad about that. There was some clean-ass New Balances, too. Like, they gave us all a pair of shoes, and I lost them in there. I still ain't seen them bitches. It's been like 10 years. And Miz won't return my phone calls. I want my shoes. I want my shoes. Autograph them motherfuckers too, though, bro.
Oh man, oh my God! But you got to see it then. That the intensity and the talent that he had at that promo,
bro. I swear, I don't know if have you ever seen anything? You ever seen a wrestler be able to cut a promo like live?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who was it? If you don't mind me asking.
Like live, like in terms of just being able to during the show.
You ever seen or you seen like an argument happen where you know someone has like all the ammo and you know he's gonna bust that ass?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. It was one of those car wreck like situations where you felt bad because some of the language used wasn't PG friendly. So you felt a little bad, but you also understood maybe you should have tried him. Also, we're in his car, so it's like, you kind of got to pick and choose your battles here, Fitz.
No, absolutely. And she's never been back since. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, no, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Now, Miz was awesome, and shout out to you because that's when we first kind of had this conversation because he first did our show and you congratulated us for getting on the show, and you're like, I got a Miz story. I got a Miz. Yeah, man, it was a big deal. He did a drop for us. I lost the video, so I got to get the Miz video.
Still don't know how it happened.
But he did a drop. He did it completely off the cuff, and this is how I know he's like Hollywood and gets in the industry and all this other stuff like that. Because at the same time, he didn't even queue up for it. We didn't ask for it. We didn't do anything for it. He was just literally like, I forgot even what the drop is, but he did it, and he's just like, I think he realized that I was actually legitimate fan and also respected who he was, and we gave him a great interview. So shout out to that, and shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for giving us a fucking amazing episode of the A Show.
This is one of my favorite episodes.
Thanks for having me. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me hit you with you two more things. One, okay. I found out I'm actually on the WWE network. And I found that out. It was funny because I went to Wrestlemania when they was in San Jose, the Seth Rollins triple threat.
31.
Right at the end when he does the spin, there's a picture of me with my hands up like this, wearing my little. Like, oh shit! I'm on the WWE network. Let's go. All right. But like funniest moment also happened there. I'm sorry, no. So two of the funniest moments. Two of the funniest moments. It was the first time I met Finn Ballard, and everybody was swarming him, and I just remembered something, and everybody was like, "Yo, Finn." He was trying to get people, and I just yelled out, "Prince Devitt!" And he looks up, and I look at him right in the face, and he looks at me like this. He goes like this, like, "Yeah, bro, no, I know old school you, bro. I know old school you, baby."
That's awesome.
And the second thing is same WrestleMania. Me and my boy Devin went. Okay, my little bro, we became better than the big bro. Love him to death. But we went, and we got to see everything brought out. Everything get brought out. The beginning of the stage, while the announcers come down, and of course, I marked out when The Rock came. I screamed like a girl. I did. I sure did. But so JBL came out, okay, and JBL is probably one of the greatest, like, not only shit talkers, but like you know how Ebony Maw is with Thanos.
Yeah,
JBL is the only person that has Ebony Maw beat. Like, if you ever look at the way JBL used to talk about King Booker.
Yes,
bro.
Yes,
that's Ebony Maw to a whole different level, bro.
The regalness.
That's first off. But like, he was walking down the ramp, right? And like, our seats were close, bro. It was one of the best ever. I was happy, so happy. Our seats was close. Me and the homie Devin was like, I look at Devin and was like, nah, man, he got a strut, bro. Because he got that strut. He got that Texas strut. And I was like, nah, man. Yo, JBL, strut, son. Nah, son, we need a strut, yo. Strut. And he hit us. I'm sorry, that's the week coming back. He hit us with that $1 million New York, Texas smile. And bro, he hit the cleanest 2 steps down the goddamn line. And I'm just like, hey, bro, look, we can go home right now. And this is already the best time of my life, bro.
That's so fire. That's so fire. And this is one of the best times I've had doing this show. Tyri, we got to have you back. We got to have you back as our special correspondent very soon.
I'd be honored, man. This is literally one of the best podcasts I've ever done, man. And honestly, bro, even if we just get to talk shit about wrestling more, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on TNA and whether or not Kurt Angle had a better TNA career than he had a WWE career.
That's a good conversation. Let's save that for the next time you're on. Let's save that. I got to think about that because I think presentation matters.
Presentation matters.
I think there's one company that did its presentation right, but they slipped, and I think that's where but let's save that. And for everybody, of course, who doesn't follow you, what's your socials? Where can they follow you at?
Oh, okay. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Triple B's, Triple B EEEES, because some girl has Triple B apostrophe S and she refuses to give it to me. I've asked her several times. She will not unask. She don't even log on, bro. She only logged on just to tell me no. Like, I was hot. Like, yo, I even hit her like, yo, you ain't been on it like 4 years. But like, yeah, I saw your message. You can't have the name. Look out here. But so Triple B is on Twitter. You can find me at Tyrant Brown on Instagram, and also at Total Body Ascension on Instagram. That's my personal training and fitness company page. I need to update it because I'm lazy.
But also, thank you, man.
Oh, if you happen to watch Bar Rescue and happen to see me at a hookah lounge, like, don't say nothing.
Oh my God, man. Thank you, Tyri. We'll see you guys on the other side for Patreon. And for those who don't have Patreon, why don't you have Patreon? Pay the fine, motherfucker. Exactly, bro. We'll see you next week. We're gonna be going on the Patreon now, but we'll talk to you guys next week on the A Show. Peace.